You will find that this movie is all about be grateful or die. But no, that is literally the premise of the film. Like, if you're not grateful, then you're going to die. So, that's one spoiler there.
What to watch Wednesday? What to watch Wednesday? I need a new show to watch today. I'm loving your show, you know me, I know. What to watch Wednesday? What to watch Wednesday? Yeah.
Hi queens, hi kings, what is up everybody? It is your girl, Lacheyy. I am your new fave and you just don't know it yet, and that's okay. That's why you're here. You're here to get a feel, get a take, and understand that I'm your new fave, okay? Okay. Well, long time no see. I hope all of you guys are doing so well. I know I am. Huge life update. I will post a vlog, and you guys know that I don't ever vlog, but I will post a vlog explaining all of the new things going on in my life, so you guys kind of get a clear understanding as to where I'm at in terms of workload. However, with that being said, I just want to let you all know I am back. I hope you have had a happy Thanksgiving, and I do apologize for getting this video out to you on a late notice, just because, you know, Thanksgiving has passed, and probably now that you're watching this, again, Thanksgiving has passed. However, it's never too late for a good horror flick. So this is What to Watch Wednesday, and for those of you who don't know, I started this segment for people who binge watch film and television like I do and just love a good, you know, me time session where they're relaxing and watching the television. So a lot of times, you know, you get that you're streaming and you're like, oh dear God, I'm done with my show. What do I watch? Well, that's what you have me for. Something you will definitely see is that I'm taking a bit of a turn into the slasher films because I have realized over time that I am actually super interested in slasher films. So if you're not interested in slasher films, there's the door. But if you are interested in slasher films, welcome. I just got so nerdy right there, so excuse that. With that being said, let's jump right into it. This film is based off of the premise of be grateful or die. And yeah, it's a little bit to the level of being an extremist. However, it does actually, you know, tell you that this movie is basically about this woman who feels like her family needs to be more in tune with each other and be more grateful and understanding. So she decides that I'm going to get these random Pilgrim actors to come to the house and make my family grateful again. Now, I don't know about you, but that just doesn't even sound right. Like, it sounds very sus. Like, if you saw an ad in the paper that was like, is your family just lost in technology? Your kids don't mind you. Do you feel taken for granted? Well, have these Pilgrim reenactors come to your family for Thanksgiving and make them grateful. It's like, there was nothing in that ad that sounded a bit red flaggish to you. Like, I'm sorry, what do you mean make them grateful? Like, it's giving Donald Trump and make your family grateful again. Like, I don't know. It's just a little too sus for me, Susan. So yeah, that is the whole overall overview. So today's What to Watch Wednesday is actually going to be on the movie Pilgrim, and you can watch it on Hulu. Now, I am going to try to give you this movie without spoilers. If you want to watch this movie, beware, there will be light spoilers, but there won't be like heavy spoilers. Like, I'm not going to tell you, you know, people who have died, but think of it this way: it's a horror film and it's one of those like indie you know, type films, so think of it like, you know, think of it in that way and you'll kind of like be able to read in between the lines. But like I said, soft spoilers only. I will not spoil the whole thing for you. Now, the reason why I wanted to review this film is simply because out of all the horror movies, Thanksgiving doesn't have one. There really aren't, in my personal opinion, many Thanksgiving movies anyway, just like there aren't Thanksgiving songs. So with that being said, when I saw that there was a horror movie on Hulu that was released, might I add you, in 2019, okay? So this isn't brand new, but this isn't old either. Like, you see what I'm saying? When I found out there was a horror movie about Thanksgiving,
I ran for my life.
okay, I had to sit back with my popcorn and watch, and we're gonna get into it right now. So the movie starts out with parents fighting on Thanksgiving. Again, since this is a light spoiler, I'll just say there was a first wife, and she's no longer in the picture, and they don't ever really elaborate on why she's not in the picture, so I'm really just giving you the amount of information they gave me on that aspect. However, it's the main character's parents who are fighting, and she is black. Can I get a hallelujah? Okay. I love that. Okay. Black people in horror films are one thing, but black people in horror films as the main character, we eat it. Okay. It's giving. Some people might argue that like she's not fully black or that she's light skinned, whatever. I still consider it a win. Okay. Because her, the whole background behind her kind of was that she was black and she didn't belong. So don't get too, drawn off of the fact of like what I'm saying there, because it's not like this whole movie was about her being black. It really had nothing to do with that. I'm just saying like her character background. Like, you know how sometimes movies will have a character be black, or a TV show will have a character be black, but there's like no history, no character build that shows that. It's like they're just black to be black, but like as far as like the culture and everything like that builds that character, like it just doesn't exist. If that makes sense, comment below. I get it. If you comment, I get it. That'll make me feel so much better, because I don't know if I worded that correctly. But with that being said, yes, the main character is black. Then it shows her as an older girl, and she's sitting at the table. She has a little brother now, and she has a stepmom. And automatically you see what type of family it is. It is a typical suburban family, or I'd say a striving suburban family. The dad, highly into the stock market, always on his technological devices, always on his technology. I don't know how to say it, but what I'm trying to say is basically the father is highly submerged in his work with technology, and the mother is highly submerged in vanity and looking and appearing like, the best suburban family in the neighborhood. And the daughter, who's black, actually doesn't care about any of it, and the son is just a little cute little, I want to call him a baby boy, but he's not a baby boy, he's like 10, but he is so cute, and he's just like very naive and happy-go-lucky. And so that's the family dynamic. Also, the mother, the stepmother and the main character, which, let me give some names. Main character's name is Cody, okay? So that was interesting. They gave her a I don't know how to say it. Do I want to say non-gender name, or do I want to say like a gender neutral name? Cause Cody is like boy or girl. I don't know. What I'm gonna say is they didn't give her a typical feminine name, so that was like pretty cool. Anyways, so it ends up being that at the table, the mom was like, I just want everything to be perfect, da-da-da-da-da. We're having, this huge event where these lovely people are going to come into our home. These pilgrims are going to come into our home. Well, they're not pilgrims, they're actors. But, nobody at the family knew about this. So the girl is like, excuse you, like, what do you mean coming into our home? Like, she already didn't trust the idea. So she's the only one that made sense in that aspect. But we'll get more into that in a minute. So it shows a scene where, the father tells his two kids, like, hey, why don't y'all just go ahead and make a wishbone? Like, trying to keep a nice little family dinner. It ends up being that they take the wishbone and Cody ends up getting the bigger piece, and they're like, make a wish. And basically, because she doesn't like the idea of these pilgrims actors coming into her home, and she knows that her mom's doing it for like vanity purposes, she's just like, I hope this whole thing blows up in her face, and that's the wish. That is the wish. So spoiler alert there. But can I just say, to be a non-loving, non-doting stepdaughter, I have to give Cody props, because she literally did not wish death upon the woman. She just said, I hope it blows up in her face. Because when she made that wish, I was genuinely thinking she was going to be like, I hope she dies. I was like, woo. That's how everything got, very demonic. But no, she literally just said, I hope this whole thing blows up into her face. And we'll get into that in a little bit. We now go to a house party, and you see fake friends. This is your typical neighborhood HOA, suburban, family type of house party. And when I say fake friends, I'm saying that the mother, what was the mother's name? It'll come to me in a minute. It will come to me in a minute. But the mother, she actually ends up talking to her friends, and are like, yeah, we're having these pilgrims, but they're actors coming into our house, and like, it's gonna be so amazing, and like, everything in my life is so perfect. And her friends were like, oh my god, I hope that really works out for you. Oh my god, so innovative. And as soon as the woman walked away, they were like, ugh. I was like, oh, y'all just bougie and fake. Like, okay. So I thought that part was really interesting, just to show that like everything is not what it seems in that world. Although I feel like them kind of showing that was a bit unnecessary in the aspect of the story that was being told for this horror flick. It was like, yes, we need that, but like, do we really need that for this film? Because we know that those people can be fake and stuck up, especially towards each other, but do we need that for this particular film? Because you don't have enough time to unpack it. Like, that's one of those things where you're looking at it and you're like, her friends don't like her, wonder why, so just that sort of thing. But like, it doesn't unpack it, so it's like, what was the purpose? What was the purpose of that?
What was the reason?
The party actually gets interrupted by the actors, the reenactors, the pilgrims. They actually show up to the party. And they were like, hey, we're here and we're trying to get settled in. And she was like, oh, this is the stepmom. She's like, what are y'all doing here so early? And he was like, well, we're getting prepared for Thanksgiving. We got to settle in. And they're already in character. Now, let's go ahead and say something real quick. The premise of this movie is that it's a horror flick about pilgrim reenactors who come into the home of this suburban family, or this woman who wants her family to be a little more grateful, and they just choose not to break character. Now, thing of it is, from the jump, they were in character. But, this is one of those things, again, is it that they're in character, or is their psyche to the point of them believing that they are who they are? Because I think there's a difference between, believing you're in character and then, and refusing to break it, and then just your psyche being like, no, this is me. Like a full on Demi Lovato. This is real. This is me. Long story short, the mom is like, okay, if y'all are here, all good. Let's go ahead, get you settled in. So now the husband, Ethan, I want to say his name is Ethan, stayed, because it was two of them. It was Ethan, and then it was a lady. I call her the wife. I actually don't know now if she was the wife or if she was just like a tag along. I have no idea. Anyways, her name is Patience, and Patience actually stays with her, stays with Cody's boyfriend's mother and her boyfriend. So yeah, Cody's boyfriend, let me go back real quick because I think I sped up. Hold on. Cody's boyfriend comes to the party and he's there. He makes her feel better, what have you, whatever. And I guess, like, again, this goes with the whole unnecessary type of thing, but Cody's boyfriend's mom apparently was like an addict or something like that. I'm not sure. But she was an addict and she comes to the party, and I guess Cody's mom was, or stepmom was just like, one for me and one for you, girl. Because she really just sent that pilgrim to that lady's house. And I'm like, it couldn't have been me. Like, I would have been like, no, you done brought these pilgrims here for you. And here is where they can stay at the holiday you, not the holiday me, because I didn't sign up for that. Like, imagine being somebody's friend and they get some, like, random strangers to stay at their house. And they're like, one for me and one for you. It's like, absolutely not. No, both of them strangers can stay up in the house with you. Not me and mine's. Like, it just was not something that was ideal. So I thought it was pretty funny. But anyways, yeah, Patience, the Lady Pilgrim, I'm just going to call her the Lady Pilgrim, ends up staying at Cody's boyfriend's house with his mother, and like apparently is taking care of her because she can't seem to take care of herself, because they tend to go on some type of storyline that like her boyfriend has to take care of his mother. I'm not sure. Like I said, they put a lot in the movie where they don't really unpack much. So again, all of the information that I'm giving you is literally information that they're giving me. So it just, you know, I can only work with what I've got, and that is what I've got. Also, if I'm looking this way, it's because I have like notes that I took when I was watching it, and like, yeah, they're right here. So I'm a cheatsa. So like I said, the Pilgrim man, Ethan, is staying with Cody's family, and just straight from the jump, Ethan is real weird. Like, he is real weird. And it is to the point of like, I don't want to be in this house with you, weird. He automatically already has a problem with Cody being black. So again, with the whole unpacking thing, like they didn't have enough time to unpack this, but basically this man come up into their home and was like, oh wow, so you must be that must be your stepbrother. You must be step siblings, because you are a Negro and everybody else is white. So ain't no way that's possible. As if like adoption and everything didn't exist. And my favorite part is like, Cody just ends up saying, oh yeah, he's definitely my stepbrother. I left the other half in the accident. And I'm just like, what? You know, so it was funny that they kind of, you know, done that. Just to, I guess they did that to kind of emulate the fact that he was indeed in his head as the reenactor of a pilgrim living in the olden times. With Ethan being weird, not just to Cody, he was very strange in the aspect of, to her brother. I don't know if it was because he was white. I don't know if it was because he was a boy. I don't know. He just had those old ageism like ideologies, if that makes any sense. I don't know. He just found himself really like attached to her brother. So I thought that was very interesting. He would like give him candy and like read him bedtime stories, and Cody was like, this ain't it. Why is this man in our house? Another thing about Ethan being in the house, he's there, but again, he's a pilgrim, right? So he starts like setting up outside, like where their pool is. He starts like setting up like huts, like shelter because I guess like he didn't want to stay in the house. I'm not really sure on that. It didn't really elaborate on what he was doing outside besides just like setting up like huts and shelter and stuff like that. So at one point he was like teaching the boys some stuff. So I don't know if he was like making a school. I have no idea. Just Pilgrim. Okay, Pilgrim mindset. With that being said, I told you that at her boyfriend's house was the Lady Pilgrim, aka Patience, and she automatically was not feeling the boyfriends, and she was not feeling the mother, because the mother ends up like, I don't know, as Patience is making her a meal, the mother ends up just saying something about life sucks, and Patience gets so upset, and she's like, why? You have all these things and you should be thankful. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't calm down, not everybody's life is like 100%. Like, yeah, you can have these things, but you don't feel like you got it all. Like, calm down, Patience. Have some patience. So yeah, that was that. But you kind of could already tell where the movie was going to turn in terms of the theme, which again was be grateful or die. Like, I don't think I can harp on that theme enough. Like, it's legitimately be grateful or die. Like, are you thankful? No? Like that was the premise of the film. I will say that by this point, some deaths do occur. I won't tell you whose deaths occur, but I will tell you this. One of the deaths that did occur was actually quite hilarious. Just because the person that was dead actually did look dead. But the way they had this person fall out was comical. Like, it's like they really wanted you to know that they were dead. Like, I don't think I can reiterate that enough. It was very strange, very weird. Again, I don't think I can reiterate it enough. But yeah, so Cody goes over to a house, and she's, I guess, like thinking something is odd, or, you know, looking for someone. I won't say who. And she's like walking, and she thinks she sees blood on the floor, but it's actually like a jelly jar or jam jar or whatever. And so she's like, oh, like, you know, all right, cool, whatever. Because she realizes like, oh, it's not blood. And then out of nowhere, certain somebody falls out of the closet. And now, I don't know about you, but like, if it's a dead body, like, it's gonna fall like, boom, you know. But it fell out the closet like, boom. And it just kept falling. It was like, boom, boom. Like, the way that, it's like, we get it, okay? We get it. That person is dead, and they fell out of the closet. You didn't have to show us 20 times back to back to back that they were falling. We understood that they were falling. We understand the notion of a fall, okay? We understand. It's not rocket science, and we don't need to take physics. We know what a fall is. It's the law of gravity. So the fact that they just kept showing this person falling as they, like, neck was slashed, it was like, what? Whatever. So long story short, by this time, Cody is like, whoa, something crazy is going on, and I know it's these crazy pilgrims. And so she runs back to her house, and I'm just gonna say her mother and father end up being in a predicament with these people. Mind you, by this time, it's gone from one pilgrim being at her house to like 40 of them being at her house. I'm like, where did these pilgrims come from? The Mayflower? Like, is there a Mayflower nearby? Because I didn't see one. Did they pull a Mayflower into like the side of the pool and like hop out? Like, I'm very confused. I am very confused as to where all these pilgrims came from. But they're in the house, and the mother is just like, you know, she's not feeling it at this point. She's like, something is wrong, something is not right. But it's to the point where like she knows something is wrong and something isn't right, but like she's in too deep. Because like Cody, she looks at her and she's like, Mom, you know, I don't feel safe. I think they need to go. Like, I don't know. I don't feel safe. And the mom is like, yeah, okay. Sorry about it. And just like goes on her way. And I'm sitting here like, okay, she knows like something is weird, but like I guess as a mother she's trying to like, you know, go about this in a respectful manner to where like she's not rude and she doesn't upset anyone. And I don't even think it was for vanity purposes at this point. Like I think she could care less what those pilgrims thought about her, but I think it was more so for the safety of her family. So I gotta give the stepmom props on that. But like imagine going up to your mom and being like, Mom, I don't feel safe. And your mom's just like, yeah, read my mind. I don't feel safe either, but we're in this predicament now that I put us in, and I'm sorry. So if we come out of this alive, I'll try to make it up to you. Okay. Like, it's not helpful. It is not helpful. So yeah, long story short, some craziness goes down, and I'll just put it to you this way. Not all of them survive the night. You start to wonder throughout this film if those pilgrims are even human. By the way, they just, I don't know, won't die. I will say there is this one spoiler I will give you, and it's so funny. This person doesn't really matter, so like the spoiler isn't gonna really count. So this one pilgrim ends up like trying to attack, you know, one of the members of the family, and all three of them, the mom, the dad, except for the son, the mom, the dad, and Cody, all grab like a hatchet or something like to knock this pilgrim out, and they're like, wham, 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 like going at it on this pilgrim, and like to the point to where like blood is splattering in their face, and they just look like these savages. And the one line that come out of their mouth, the one line that come out of the father's mouth was, did we just murder as a family? I was like, dude, that's so cheesy. Funny, because I was thinking that, but cheesy, like, I don't think you should have said it like that. I think you should have just let the crowd kind of wonder if you murdered as a family, because what we saw was indeed a murder as a family, but we understand why you murdered as a family. So it was just weird, but yeah, they were like savages on this pilgrim, like, yeah. With that being said, the film was pretty good. I'm sure you can imagine how it does end. I mean, it's a Thanksgiving horror film, and it's full of gore. So if you're a gore lover, then I'm gonna give it a full-on 7 to 8 out of 10. And if you're a slasher film lover, I'm gonna give it a 5 to 6 out of 10. Not a whole lot of surprise slashes. I will say there was this one part that I just was not here for, and it's this scene at the dinner table, which I will show you a snippet of it. But it's a scene at the dinner table, and by now a very serious death has occurred. This person has actually become the meal. And the song that is playing at the dinner table is this older gospel song that's singing like Grateful. I'll just roll the clip so you can see that. Grateful, so grateful. Very corny, very cheesy. Never do it again. We did not need it, and it was not necessary. Thank you next on that. It does give you kind of like the supernatural element. So again, going back to the wishbone, they kind of hinted at this twice. They hinted at it with the little boy when all of the craziness was going down. He looked over at his sister and he was like, "What did you wish for?" As if he just thought his sister wished that these pilgrims would attack their family. I don't know. And then at the very end, after all is said and done, it shows it shows where Ethan died because he was set on fire. It shows where he had like the wishbone in his hand, as if he was like this supernatural entity, and I don't know. I don't know. But overall, pretty great film. I won't say it's the best of the best when it comes to slashers. It's definitely something like, if you're bored and you want something to watch, definitely do give it a watch. It's actually pretty funny. And an overall enjoyment. I will say that there were some deaths that occurred that I just don't think were necessary, because it's like the character wasn't built up enough to have a death, and the one character that's like a major death, and go ahead and comment below if you know what death I am talking about. So comment below right now if you think the dad had a death, the mother had a death, Cody had a death, or the little boy had a death. Comment which one you think it is, because I'm curious to know, because I never gave you that information. So with that being said, yeah, definitely do go watch the film if you just want to laugh. If you want a good kiki, that's definitely a film for you to go and see. That is all for today's What to Watch Wednesday. Once again, like I said, I completely commend the main character, Cody, on the fact of, one, having common sense and being like, a Holiday Inn is right down the street. Like, these pilgrims do not need to be staying with us.
House? Of course in the house. Where else would he stay?
A motel comes to mind. We don't know them.
And not wishing death upon her stepmother. Like, she literally didn't wish for that. She wished it would backfire. I don't think anybody in their life who have said, I hope this backfires, wishes death upon someone. Like, that's just too extreme. Too extreme. And if we're going to be clear here, I'll throw in one hint. The death that does happen isn't even the stepmother. So it's like, dang, it backfired and it didn't kill my stepmom. What a shame. What a shame. So yeah, but the movie, like I said, it was a pretty good watch overall. And if you are bored, give it a watch, grab some popcorn, get ready to laugh and roll your eyes to no avail. So with that being said, if you liked this video, you know what to do. And if you like me, you know what to do. You've heard my take, you've heard my view, and whether you want to watch it or not is up to you. So get to it. This has been What to Watch Wednesday. I will see you guys next week for the next What to Watch Wednesday. Bye.
What to Watch Wednesday. What to Watch Wednesday. I need a new show to watch today. I'm loving your show, you know me, I know. What to Watch Wednesday. What to Watch Wednesday. Yeah.